Hello everyone. Wednesday has arrived. You've made it to the middle of the week again, and I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a great week as we get into fall now. The leaves are starting to change, temperature's starting to cool down, and I hope that you're doing well here in the fall. I want to share with you a very famous Bible text. It's one I think you've probably heard. It's from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 4, so it's kind of easy to remember that way. And Philippians 4 verse 4 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice." That's weird. Paul says rejoice, and then he takes the time to say, no, I'm going to say it twice. Rejoice. Have you been able to rejoice here of late in your life? With the things going on in your world, in your walk, have you been able to rejoice? Sometimes that's tough, isn't it? And we might say, well, Paul was able to say rejoice, and life was easy for him, right? Well, until you read his story. And many scholars believe that Philippians was actually written while Paul was in prison. So if you were in prison, and Paul was falsely accused in prison, could you tell others, rejoice? I'll say it again, rejoice. I don't know if I'd be able to do that if I was in Paul's shoes. But of course, we see this in the book of Acts. In Acts 16, he actually did that very thing where he was arrested, put in the inner part of the prison, put in like a torture device in the stocks, and he rejoices. He prays, he's singing songs, and he sings those hymns to praise and rejoicing to God, and he sings so much that they actually shook the walls of the place. An earthquake happened, and they all busted free, but they stayed, they didn't escape. And what's more amazing than the earthquake miracle was the fact that the jailer, the guy who put him in the stocks in the prison, turned around and said, how can I be saved? And gave his life to God. There's something about rejoicing. It brings down the walls around us. And as people see us rejoicing, even in hard times, they can change lives. So I just want to encourage you today. Maybe you're facing the struggles of not literal prison, but maybe you're trapped in some things. Maybe you're struggling with things. Let's take a cue from Paul, who says, rejoice in the Lord, and do it always. Again, I'll say rejoice. And Paul didn't just preach these things, he lived them. And when he lived these things, it changed lives. So I just want to encourage you, rejoice today. And if it's hard to rejoice, ask the Lord, help me. Help me to rejoice even in the problems, even in the trials, even when I'm stuck in prison, when I'm falsely accused. Help me, Lord, to rejoice in you. And maybe it'll change our life, and maybe others too. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope you'll join us for worship this weekend, 9:30 for our Sabbath schools, 11 o'clock for our worship service. And this week will be very special. We'll be having our communion service. Not having foot washing this week because we're still dealing with the mask mandate here in Lincoln. But you can join us either in person or you can join us online, YouTube and Facebook. Everyone take care, stay safe, and let's take care of each other. God bless.